Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's Trinity, and today I'm going to be doing another story time video. Y'all really liked my last story time about my worst boyfriend ever, and I was motivated, and even someone commented and said, hey, we want more of these videos. So I'm going to give you more of these videos, because if you ask, then you will receive from me. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys. I really wanted to think actually not that hard about what story to tell next, and I really just want to get this one out the way. I feel like I cannot avoid this story time because a few of them are on YouTube, and I just know someone's going to just ask for this story time. So I'm going to give you guys my fighting story time. So it's just crazy to really have to relive these stories with you guys of me physically getting into altercations with people, girls, you know, girl fights. Actually a boy, like I was actually in a physical altercation with a boy. So let's just get into these stories. But before I give you guys the story, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, give me a like on this video just to show support, also because I'm about to give you guys some juicy drama right now. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so the first story that I can remember that I did get into a fight with was this boy. Let's get that one quickly out. Okay, so every year my granddad sent me, my sister, my brother. I don't think my brother went that time though, but me, my sister, that's what I can remember right now. We went, you know, with my granddad, and he would work a whole lot. You know, he owned a business, blah blah blah. He had things to do, then, you know, of course, watch us. So he sent us to this daycare looking thing. You know, all I remember is it's exactly like a daycare. It was basically like the daycare. You know, we would sit around and people would go one by one and read like sections of the Bible. So it was like that type of daycare. So I can't even, why, granddad? Why did you do that? Call me, let me know. Like, oh my gosh. It was so horrible. Like, it was so horrible. Well, I wonder I got into a fight. So anyways, we were actually outside. We took like a little break. We were outside with all of these kids, and this one little boy was running around taking little girls' shoes. You know, just like little girl shoes, like just taking shoes and running with them, like being funny. I don't know. So while this boy is running around, I'm just sitting, you know, minding my own business. I know I was just minding my own business, and I was just sitting there, and mentally I was saying to myself, like, hey, like, he better not do that to me. Like, you know, he better not do that to me, because I'm watching him do it to all these other girls. So I'm already in a state where it's more of like, okay, I know what I would do if he does it to me. So what do you know? He does it to me. You know, when he approaches me trying to take my shoe, I actually verbally told him, hey, I'm not for that. Don't do that. Don't take my shoe and run around with it. And guess what? He took off my shoe, and he did run around with it. So of course, he had no clue that I ran track. I've been running track. I've ran track for so many years, and I started at a young age. So I already had the speed, especially that young. So I took off after this guy, and I finally got to him, and I punched him in his face. I did. I punched him. He turned around. I punched him in his face. That's what happened. He got punched because, dude, like, I told you not to take my shoe, and you took my shoe. So you already know. Did you think that I was going to not hit you? You know, it's so weird because people do things, and then you tell them not to do things, and then they do it, and then they expect not to get hit out of it sometimes. I didn't understand that, and that's exactly what he did. I literally gave this guy a warning. I told you not to take my shoe. And he took it, so therefore he got hit. I remember I punched him in his face, and he actually did come back at me. He didn't come back at me with a punch, but he threw his body at me as if we were really about to get into a serious fight. People got there really quick, like all the kids ran. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I can't even believe that I was really like fighting on the playground. It's crazy. I don't know. Anyways, so the adults, of course, ran over there to us to break up the fight. I remember my sister was there. And, you know, I don't know where she was before, but she was definitely there. Me and my sister were about to go in on this guy. But that's what happened. I remember, you know, actually speaking and talking while I was upset and while I was trying to get to him to punch him in his face a couple more times. You know, I remember saying, hey, I told you not to do it. Like, what is your problem? And from that point, they did separate us, and this boy was just looking at me like, oh my gosh, like I was just playing. Like, oh man, like you really flipped on me. I wasn't even trying to, you know, bother you. I was just joking around, being a clown. Okay, well, obviously I wasn't cool with it. But the point of the matter is here, if I tell you not to do something, especially when it comes down to me, my body, my shoes, my belongings, yeah, don't touch if I tell you not to touch, period. So next story, I remember on the bus, yes, let's go ahead and do this one. On the bus, I got into a fight, and honestly, you know, I can tell you guys this, right? I actually got in trouble a lot on the bus. It was rare that I got in trouble in school, but on the bus, for some reason, it just, I don't know, I did not like that bus at all, or most of the people on it. I should have been a car rider, I don't know. You know, that bus situation just didn't work out for me. So, okay, so one day, actually this was in a fight with one of my friends. She was actually a very cool friend of mine, and she even lived in the neighborhood. So me and this girl, I don't know what, I'm trying to remember why we had beef, because I really cannot recall why we had beef, but for some reason me and my friend we just weren't really feeling each other. One day I was on the bus, and I just remember we were kind of going back and forth. We got into, you know, pretty much throwing shade moment on the bus. My sister got involved, and then she talked about my mama. Yes, y'all, I got into a fight because somebody talked about my mama. The most classic thing ever, right? Like, isn't it crazy? I think I was watching too many of those shows. I was watching too much of that reality stuff at that moment, because I was too busy knowing, hey, don't talk about my mama. I'm not exactly sure what she said about my mom. I'm pretty sure she talked about how my mom was a little chubby. I think it was that. So, yeah. So after she threw out that, I actually had a notebook. I feel like it was an umbrella, but I think it was a notebook of mine. Wow, a notebook of mine, and I threw it at her on the bus. I slung it at her after she said it. The crazy thing is, it was my notebook. Like, why? I always end up throwing my belongings, like, and then I think, like, why did I throw my own stuff? I don't know. But anyways, I slung it at her on the bus because she talked about my mama. Okay, so me and her, we get up and we are swinging, y'all. We are swinging in the out of the bus. And the thing is, she was very, you know, she's very slim and tall. And I'm very, you know, muscular and short. So, I mean, yeah, we're in, just the way it happened was like we was both swinging, but we weren't swinging we weren't hitting anything at all. Like, we were not hitting a thing. I'm not hitting anything. She isn't hitting me, and I'm not hitting her. It was like the perfect form of, I don't know, like double dutch swinging rope. Like, it just perfectly went in coordination with each other to where she didn't get hit and I didn't get hit. But this is what happened. My sister jumped in the fight, and that's 100% of what really changed this whole situation, okay? This actually wasn't even my fight. This ain't even really a fight for me to tell. You know, I'm telling it literally for my sister. Because after I guess my sister felt like, you know, she just, you know, wanted to defend me, her sister. She jumped in the fight, and then she was hitting the girl. And then I remember the bus driver saying, someone get Trinity, someone hold back Trinity. So this guy, I was so close to saying his name because he has a really cool name. I'm gonna just say that his last name is King. Oh, well, you know, that's manpower right there for you. I could not get through this guy. I was trying to get back involved in my fight that was supposed to be my fight, and all I see is my sister, my big sister, let's get that clear, big sister, and you know, the girl in the aisle fighting. They're on the floor. Man, this was just really crazy. Eventually everything was calm, and that's all I can remember, really. But of course, the next day it was a he said, she say, oh, I won, nope, you didn't win, blah blah blah. You know how that goes. So I had to deal with that for like maybe about 2 or 3 days on the bus. Okay, so the next fight that I'm going to tell you guys about is actually in college. I know that sounds kind of bad, but this fight wasn't really a physical fight. Let's just say it started really verbal and could have got bad, but I was able to, you know, things just worked out for the better, okay? So my roommate obviously, you know, got into some, let's just say, some stuff. Her being my roommate, we actually developed a really good friendship. We were cool. That was my girl. So she was dating this guy, and a couple of females felt some type of way. Now, one only had a real reason, just because, I mean, come on, that's the ex. But then she actually had, you know, homegirls with her that actually felt just as mad as she did. So we're going through this campus, and it's little shots here and there, but it becomes real bad when people are talking about who's about to get jumped. I gotta make sure not to say the name. Don't say the name, Trinity. She was on the verge of getting jumped. So this being, you know, a threat out there, which you shouldn't take lightly if somebody is saying that you're about to get jumped. I'm just saying you have to be ready at all times. If the threat's out there, then you need to be prepared. You need to at least, don't be scared, but you know, you got to keep your eyes open. Watch behind your back. So pretty much there was just this big, humongous group of girls traveling around campus trying to get to my roommate, and I can't even find my roommate. Now, she's my friend, y'all. Like, she is my homegirl. I'm just like, oh my goodness. This is, I mean, it's a medium-sized campus. I don't know what else you want to call it, but it's a pretty big campus. And, you know, I'm just like, where could she possibly be? She doesn't have her phone on at all, probably because she like hiding out, getting out of Dodge. All I know is I couldn't find her, and she wasn't in the room. Now, me and my roommate actually decorated our door our freshman year, which was the coolest door ever. I wish I still had a picture. I think I still have a picture. We decorated our door because they had like this decorate your door contest. You know how, you know, the resident halls do things. So that's what they were doing, and I'm a very artistic, creative person, so I wanted to do it. While I'm out on campus, I'm getting texts and calls telling me, yo, your door is messed up. Somebody done ripped up your door and blah, blah, blah. My neighbor's telling me, oh, yep, it was a group of girls. I'm just like, yo, are you kidding me? It's like, yo, it's about to go down. Like, it's about to go down right now. Because it's so disrespectful, like, again, touching my things. So I'm on my way back to the dorm, and I see my door is jacked up. It's all papers all up and down the hall. Like, I was really pissed. Really pissed. Because I'm just like, yo, like, what? I wish y'all was here. I wish I was here when y'all did that. Like, I wish I was right there in the room hearing y'all do that on the other side of my door. Because had it been that, oh, it would have been a problem. Really care about my art. The door was special to me. It had some of my personal things on that door. So I was really pissed a whole lot. Either way, at the end of all of that, I eventually found my roommate. She did not get jumped. I did not have to get physically involved in her getting jumped. However, I was still pissed about the door. But I mean, I think maybe about 2 or 3 days, it was an over situation. It is what it was. The contest was over. Like, it didn't matter. Yeah, that situation died down really quick, which is really great because nobody got time to be involved in a gang fight. Like, those end so badly. Like, it's just, I'm just happy it didn't happen. I know this video is possibly hitting a little bit too long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end it. But those were just a couple of my fights. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Fights, it's something that I believe everyone has been through, whether it was physical, verbal, emotionally. Fights happen. It's part of just really living on this earth. So I mean, it's going to happen. People are going to get pissed. People are going to possibly you know, leave their self-control at the door. I can really truly say that I have not been in any physical fights for a long time, which is really good to say. I couldn't even imagine myself getting into any physical fights with anyone at this point of my life. Like, I don't really know. Nah, I don't think so. I'm pretty much just over it, but I know that, you know, people are gonna be going to middle school, high school, college. Like, I know that, you know, you are going to probably observe fights. You're probably going to see fights. The best thing that I can really just tell you is not to try to get into fights. You know, try to just think twice before fighting, because I can truly say that most of my fights, it was a snap moment and not necessarily a moment where I needed to tell myself what, you know, not to do those things. It's also good to, of course, have a friend as well. I can tell you that I never really had a friend to tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, don't do that, you know, don't get into fights, or, you know, encourage you to not fight. You know, so definitely try to get that friend that's really looking out for you and making sure that you're putting yourself in the best situations. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and definitely subscribe to my channel. I really do think I'm going to stick with the story time videos. As I said before, I am trying to bring more diversity to my channel, and this is a great way for me to do it. I really hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye. Oh, go ahead and check out this other story time video, worst boyfriend ever, and make sure to follow me on Twitter at it's Trinity Jae and Instagram at it's Trinity Jae. It'll be on here, there, and I will talk to you guys next time.